Take a look at this picture and this picture. Would you believe that I actually took these by myself with no help? And that's why in today's video, I'm gonna show you exactly how I do this step by step from start to finish, all right? I know a lot of you guys can't afford expensive photographers, but you still wanna present yourself in the best way possible. Maybe for your dating app profiles, maybe for Instagram. This is exactly how you do it. So stay tuned and watch the whole entire video, subscribe, let's get into it. So the first thing we have to do is find the proper locations. Now, the way that I like doing this, the easiest and the fastest, and also I can actually view where I'm gonna go, is by using a social media app called TikTok. Let me show you exactly what I type in and what I look for when finding the right location. So what you wanna type in is your city photo shoot spots. So since I'm in Orlando, I'm gonna type in Orlando photo shoot spots, which already comes up. You want to take a look at some of the videos that come through and see what makes the most sense. All right, this place looks pretty nice. Winter Park Library. That's a parking garage. We don't want that. We don't want too much nature. I'm trying to go more for an urban vibe and not too much greenery. All right, Winter Park Library keeps coming up. I actually like this spot. Okay, this area is pretty nice too. And I know exactly where both of them are. So this might take some time, but once you found your locations, you want at least 2 locations to go to. And lucky for me, I also live in an environment and area to where we can also take photos too. So I have 3 off the top of my head already. Up next, we have to pick our outfits. So to make the most of our time, we want at least 2 different looks or 2 different outfits at a minimum. You can do 3, you can do 4, but at a minimum, you want 2, and I'm gonna do 2 looks today. So as you see right here, I'm already kind of wearing the outfit. We're going with a baggy pants sort of look. I have not taken pictures in these and I've been wanting to, so this is the perfect time. You guys know I keep the top a little bit more fitted. That way we show a little bit more sex appeal. And also I'm thinking about my points of leverage, what I personally want to showcase to make myself look more appealing. So not only the outfit, but I'm accessorizing with jewelry. And then also I have this bomber jacket right here, which I'm gonna layer on top of this to get the second look. So sometimes you can kind of hack the system. You don't have to actually change shirts, just include a layer. This can be a flannel, this can be a jacket, this can be a button down, whatever it may be. But these are my 2 looks right here. Now let's go outside and head to the locations. So before we start our journey, here are the things you're gonna need, and that is a Bluetooth remote tripod. This is by far my favorite one that I found. One, because it raises tall enough to 6 feet. That way I can raise the tripod and get full body shots of myself. Also, it comes with a Bluetooth clicker remote. A lot of these tripods, you have to buy them separately, but this one comes with it. And if you want to see exactly where I got this from, I am going to post a link down below on the description to where I got it on Amazon, all right? So you're definitely going to need this, obviously, because we need somebody to take the pictures, and the tripod's going to do this for us. Also, this isn't necessary, but get a C8, right? Guys, this probably looks familiar, and I'm gonna be real with you. This isn't mine. This is actually the man behind the camera, Kenneth. He done leveled up on us, got the C8 Corvette. You guys don't know, I had one back in 2020. I absolutely loved it. And just looking at his is bringing back memories, man. This ain't no normal C8. He got the front splitter. He got the Z51 brake pads. And you guys know I love this colorway, white, black with red accents. Shout out to him, man. Kenneth's been working hard for a few years, and now he's built up his business, doing good things. Y'all congratulate him down below. But now let's go ahead and get into this photo shoot. All right, guys, so we made it to the area. This is actually really, really nice. We got lakes, we got a bridge, we got a lot of open space. I saw that on the TikTok over there, so there's more open space right here. But what I'm thinking is to start off maybe over here. Now, one thing you got to keep in mind too is lighting. Obviously, we're taking the pictures in the midday, so the sun is right here. So it will be best for me to actually take the picture this way. That way I get an even lighting on myself. I was thinking about first to take it this way, but since the sun's behind me, it's going to show up a bit dark for me. All right, and remember, I'm trying to showcase more of a full body sort of vibe with the environmental background. So up first, as you guys see, I set up the tripod right here. I like this tripod once again because you can raise it all the way up and it's tall enough for somebody who is tall like myself or taller like myself. And then what we're also going to use is this clicker remote that comes with the tripod. Very easy to set up. All you got to do is connect it to the Bluetooth. And if you guys look at my camera right here, as I click the button, the shutter is actually going off. So once I find the perfect location and I set up the tripod, now it's time for some test shots. I just want to test, kind of move around a little bit, kind of see how the vibe is going to be. You always want to be moving when it comes to posing. I like to do walking, looking away, looking at the camera, crossing the legs, crossing the arms, looking to the side. You just want to play around and just never stop moving. This is exactly how you pose, especially when it comes to full body stuff. So let's take a look at some of these and see how it turned out. Okay, so yeah, obviously I'm holding the mic, so that's not good. But I like the vibe of this, I like the environment. That looks pretty good. So we're gonna go with this at first. Let's do some proper ones, and then we're gonna adjust from there. Also, notice when I pose, I'm hiding this the whole entire time. That's why you really have to make use of your hands. Put it behind your back, put it in your pocket. Keep your hands in a fist as you're clicking the remote, and never stop moving and clicking the clicker. But let's take a look at some of these, see how it turned out. Oh yeah, that one's fire. That one's fire too. Oh yeah, we got some good ones already. Woo, yeah, these turn out nice. Bet. So I got some with the full outfit now. Now what I'm gonna do is crop in and try to get some portrait style ones. But before we get into that, you guys know when it comes to taking photo shoots, you have to fully prep yourself. Not only your outfit, but also how you look. And you guys didn't see this, but before I came out here, I did my everyday skincare routine after I got back from the gym. And you guys know, if you don't have a skincare routine, then I'm gonna need you to check out today's sponsor, Tiege Hanley. Tiege Hanley is something I've been using since 2018, and the reason is because it's simple, it's affordable, and best of all, it actually works. If you're still a guy out there using your hands, using the 3-in-1 face soap to clean your face, you don't have a proper skincare routine, I'm telling you, you're leaving a lot of handsomeness on the table. Now, Tiege has a few different levels. My favorite is either level 2 or level 3. Also, if you have acne prone skin, they do have an acne system catered for you. Now, with the level 2 or 3 system, you're gonna get the cleanser. You're gonna use this twice a day, every single day, morning and night. Also, it comes with a scrub. You're gonna exfoliate your skin, helps get rid of dead skin cells, and overall reveal brighter skin. Then alongside with that, the eye serum, which is gonna help with those wrinkles and bags underneath your eyes. And then the most important part, I think, is the moisturizers. AM is gonna be used during the day because it has SPF in it, and the PM is gonna be used at night. You see how simple that was? And if you were to ever forget, you're actually gonna get a card that's gonna tell you exactly what to do. Now, because Tiege is sponsoring this video, they're giving you guys an amazing deal. You're gonna get 40% off your first box alongside with the free gift. And plus, once you become a Tiege member, you're gonna get 20% off for life. Now, when it comes to the free gifts, I highly recommend you guys check out the Body Silicone Scrubber. This is gonna totally replace your loofah, allowing you to not only have clear skin on your face, but also on your body if you have body acne also. So you guys know how important it is to actually look your best, and now you can do it too. Check out Tiege Hanley. I'm gonna leave a link down below in the description. Now, back to the photo shoot. So for our next shot, I want something a little bit different, a little bit different context. So I actually like these steps right here, how empty it is, how quiet, and also the lighting is pretty good. So I'm thinking if I was like to do something like this, pose and have a closer shot, then that's gonna look dope. So let's try that out. Also, sometimes you can place items in the spot where you're gonna be to make it a little bit easier to frame. So I know I'm gonna be sitting by that leaf right there, and take a look at the camera. So as now I'm on the Photo 1X, which I kind of like this sort of vibe. So I'm gonna stick with that first, but then I'm gonna zoom in. Also, when it comes to posing, notice how I'm looking away from the camera and looking at the camera. I'm combining both candid and looking at elements. All right, so these turn out pretty good. The biggest thing here is having that natural body language. The leg out, looking away. But now, let's try a little bit closer. So what I'm gonna test out here is something called the portrait mode on the iPhone. This helps give it a more cinematic sort of look. It might blur out the background a little bit. So we're gonna try that out. Taking pictures a lot of the time is really just about testing. So one thing I'm noticing here is my facial expression. You gotta be very mindful about posing your face. Right here, I look a little angry, like I'm squinting a little too hard, and it's obviously because I'm in the sun. So what I'm gonna try to do next is find a spot that's more in the shade. That way I can give a more natural facial expression. So now if you notice, I found a more shaded area, but the light is still coming to me, which is gonna help light my face in a more even sort of way. I got it on portrait mode. Let's go ahead and get a few shots. So let's take a look at some of these, and then if we're good, this might be good. Okay, yeah, we definitely got some good ones here. So portrait pictures like this are going to be better for dating app platforms. You can still use them for Instagram. Yeah, these aren't bad. We got a good variety of poses. Boom, I think I like that one the most. That's a wrap. We did the scenic, we did the portrait. Now is on to the next fit and the next location / picture spot area. All right, guys, we're at our next spot, and given that Kenneth has a nice car, I was thinking I could probably use this as a prop in one of my pictures. Now, this goes back into understanding what I like to call your points of leverage. So far, what I've been focusing on is the scene, my outfit, my sex appeal, my looks. But you don't always have to do this. But if you do have the items such as a nice car or even a nice belt, as you see, I'm rocking the Louis V belt right here, you can use these things to your advantage to position yourself in a more attractive way, because materialistic objects are a representation of status. And this is something that I kind of regret not doing with my C8 back when I had it, but today we're actually going to do it. And as you guys see, I have look number 2 with the jacket just over this now. So I'm thinking about ways I can probably pose up like this or something like that, catch a scene of the vibe. There's pressure washing behind this, which kind of ruins it, but we'll try it out. Let's go ahead and set up the tripod. All right, so I'm going to try a few poses out, but look how I got this sort of place with the car in the left thirds, and then I'm going to be by the door, and let's see how it turns out. Also keep in mind the lighting is the sun's right there, so it's shining nice on the car, and that's where I want to be. So as you see with walking shots with the car, they tend to look best. We got some leaned in ones right here. So now what I'm gonna do is I zoomed in just a little bit to capture a different vibe. Okay, I really like this one. This one turned out pretty good. Sometimes you get people in the background, but you can edit that out pretty easily. So I'm gonna start that one. All right, so another pose if you have a car too, what I like is when you're sitting in the driver's seat through the window. That might be a bit difficult if you're by yourself, so we're not gonna do that, but we are gonna do one more, kind of at the hood. All right, I think these might have been my favorites so far. These turned out pretty dope. Last thing we're gonna do is some close-up ones, some portraits, more so of myself from the jacket, then we'll be done. So for our last shot, I'm gonna do a sit-down shot on the bench right here. We got it in portrait mode on the iPhone. Let's go ahead, get some shots. Kind of got a accidental rule of thirds right here. We got some decent ones. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Now it's time to go back, take a look at the pictures, edit. Let's go. So as you guys see, we have a ton to go over. And this is probably the hardest part of a photo shoot, is picking the pictures that you think you look best in. I work with plenty of my clients where, you know, they have no problem taking the photo shoot, but they always pick the ones where they don't look the best. Either the lighting is bad, their posing is awkward, their facial expression is off. And so now I'm just gonna take the time, go through all these pictures, pick out my favorite ones. And then after that, I'm gonna show you guys how I quickly edit it. All right, guys, so that took about 20 minutes, but I picked out my top looks for each location that we did, and here is how I edit the pictures. Now, editing the picture is going to be different depending on if it's a portrait or a scenic portrait, in which we did both. I'm going to show you kind of how I do both. So for portraits, as we see right here, I thought this one turned out pretty good. What I like to use is an app called Face App. Face App is an AI-driven retouching and editing app that's going to help you look more attractive. So what you do is go to Impression right here. There's a lot of presets you can choose from. If we take a look, we click Hollywood, Basically what it's gonna do is kind of make my face a little bit brighter. If you notice that, it's very subtle. But I like to use movie level 3. You see how it's very subtle? It just kind of makes the skin just a little bit brighter. We don't look like necessarily a catfish. And then click apply. So that's the retouching part. You could also edit on here too. And the enhance tool is pretty nice. You can kind of play around with the look, the brightness, maybe brighten up just a little bit. Saturation too, to make it a little bit more vibrant and colorful. Editing is really a preference. It's more like an art form. So you pretty much use whatever app or platform that will give you the desired outcome. But basically the way it goes is you remove any skin flaws like retouching, remove blemishes, wrinkles, things like that. Use Face App to enhance it, and then from there, get the colors right. So honestly, that didn't take much. This is something that I would literally post. And if we're looking at the before and after, as you guys see, it's a subtle difference, but it looks pretty good. So I will save that. Now let me show you how I do a scenic portrait. Let's edit this one right here, all right? So since our face is really far away, we really don't have to retouch our face. This is more about the environment, the scene. So what I wanna do is just overall enhance everything. You can do layers too, like background layer. So it's only gonna enhance the background layer. Brighten it a bit. No, we don't wanna do that. Let's definitely increase the saturation though. Just make it stand out a little bit more. Yeah, let's go back to the impressions just to see how it looks when we retouch our face actually. Okay, just makes us a little bit brighter. Nothing crazy, but that kind of helps with the vibe, the scene. And honestly, I think this is pretty good. So that is exactly how you do a self photo shoot with the right lighting, right poses, right amount of pictures, and also editing. Guys, if you want personal feedback and want me to help you throughout this whole entire process, but not only that, but also leverage your Instagram profiles, pick out the right pictures for your dating apps, learn test game, and a whole lot more, then click the link down below, join the Digital Romeo mentorship, where I'll actually hold your hand throughout this whole entire process, as I mentioned. Also, if you don't have a skincare routine, don't forget to check out T-Channel link down below. This is by far favorite skincare system I've been using since 2018. Subscribe, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace.